Story. Chapter 3. A day for just the two of us, Midoriya-kun. Ochako called softly in the library, sitting on her seat, just when Izuku entered. Izuku returned a short wave with a smile. He sat across the lady. So, what do you want to study? She hummed. Maybe. The one with the genes, chromosomes thingy. She did some small hand movements while talking. Since there will be a short test this Thursday, right? He nodded. Uh-huh. He then took out all his books and note out of his big yellow backpack. Okay, let's start. He then proceeded by opening the textbook. After a good 1 hour of studying, Ochako was now being tested. What is cell division? Izuku asked. It is the process by which a parent cell divides into two or more daughter cells. Correct. She raised the hands in joy. Yay, I did it. Last question for today. What is the process of which the chromosomes divides itself into half to produce haploid gametes? Ochako widened his eyes. She placed her hands on her hand. Ah, I forgot this one. Izuku chuckled. Come on, you can do it, remember, haploid. Ochako squealed. Oh, it's Mito. Izuku squinted his eyes, due to her answer. She snapped her fingers and pointed at him. Wait, it's meiosis, right? Correct. Good job, Uraraka-san. He grinned at her. Ochako clapped her hands. Yay, thank you so much, Midoriya-kun. Izuku laughed in embarrassment. It's nothing. But really, great job. He then did a thumbs up. Ochako calmed herself and smiled. I guess that's all for today. See you soon, Midoriya-kun. Izuku slowly nodded. It was fun hanging out with her and he was having a great time teaching someone and enjoyed it. It was disappointing that it ended like a breeze. Yeah, see you. Good luck on Thursday, he uttered. Ochako nodded, happily. You too. When they stepped out of the school, they looked outside. A shocked look appeared in both of their faces. It was raining. Oh no, this is bad, I completely forgot my umbrella. Ochako whined sadly. You forgot your umbrella? He asked her. She nodded and looked down. Izuku then blushed suddenly and hesitantly told. I have one. You wanna share as I bring you home? His voice was shaky and uncontrollable. Ochako gazed over to him and formed a smile. Sure, thank you. Izuku opened the umbrella and set it on top of him. See, come on. He signaled Ochako to go next to him under the umbrella. Ochako went over to him and they both started walking. But Izuku noticed that Ochako was dangerously close. Too close. Hey, Midoriya-kun. Izuku then jumped. Why yes. Why is the umbrella mostly covering me? Promoted stories. You'll also like. Devotion Rightwards Two-Headed Arrow Katsuki Bakugo X Reader. 1.6M 47.1K. YN is a new student at UA High. She moved away with her dad a few years ago after her mom disappeared. While she lived here, her two friends Izuku Midoriya and Katsuki. The 1 tilde Todoroki X Reader, check mark. 771K 22.4K and quad. It's just, and quad. Her eyes were brimming with tears. No, please don't cry. I silently begged. I can't stand to see you hurt. And quad. I don't want to see any of. Something unforeseen. Completed. 13.7K 376. Izuku Midoriya is a young high schooler who oftentimes keeps to himself, and he enjoys this tranquil lifestyle. He enjoys comic books and keeps his grades up and is your Hikari. Open hollow corner bracket volume 2 Omake's close hollow corner bracket. 6.9K 195. Blank, underscore, blank, and quad. This is the story of how we all became the greatest heroes, and quad. Blank, underscore, blank. Echoes of Obsession, Yandere BNHAX female R. 14K467. You, the reader, find yourself into the prestigious halls of UA High School, surrounded by a group of aspiring heroes who harbor an unsettling obsession with you. From Get a Hint, Will You? 3.3K32. Hey everyone. This is actually my first story, so I really apologize for any spelling, grammar mistakes. Completed. There will be bonus chapters, though. Related and not. A Hero's Love Desire. 3.6K62. It's almost Valentine's Day and Izuku Midoriya, Deku is starting to realize that he has a crush on Ochako Uraraka, but he doesn't know if she feels the same way. He tries. Izuku looked up and saw the umbrella not covering him that much, making his right arm quite wet. It's because I don't want you get too wet. Ochako sighed and pushed the umbrella away from her and made them both evenly covered by it. There, now we're both covered and safe, she let out a small chuckle. But, Uraraka-san, It's okay, Midoriya-kun, she cut him off. Anyways, my house is close by now and I don't want you getting wet either. He stared at her before giving her a nod along with a smile. Also, I forgot to mention but your signature green vest looks really nice. Izuku widened his eyes and looked over to his vest. It was a gift from my father before he left the country months ago. Ochako nodded in return. Is your dad coming back? Yeah, he is, maybe not too soon, though. He answered softly. Ochako then kept quiet after that. Here we are, she told. Izuku looked at where she was looking and saw an apartment building. But it was really odd. He has seen this place before. No way, he whispered, looking next to the apartment building. It was Izuku's house. Midoriya-kun. Izuku looked over to her. I didn't know we lived next to each other, he laughed shyly. Ochako widened her eyes and looked over to the house next to where she was living. That's your house. She pointed at it. He nodded. Yeah, wow, amazing. Your house looks really nice and I can't believe we're just living next to each other. Izuku was feeling happy in the inside. But why? Why am I happy? He whispered. Hey, Midoriya-kun. He jumped again. Why yes, she pointed to her house. Aren't we going in? Why yes. He then brought her under the building. She then left the umbrella shade. Thank you, Midoriya-kun. Or should I say neighbor? She winked playfully before she departed. Izuku stared at her, blank. We were neighbors this whole time. Izuku entered his house and saw his mom cooking in the kitchen. I'm home. Welcome back, Izuku, his mom greeted him back. He then removed his shoes. Where's Kaminari? I think he's upstairs, she answered. Izuku made his way upstairs and entered his room to change but stopped when he saw the boy who was using his phone on the bed. Hey, what are you doing here? Kaminari looked up at him. Midoriya, welcome back. He then took a chip and gobbled it in his mouth. Izuku looked at him shocked. And where did you get those? Kaminari swallowed the chips before answering. Your mom gave it to me, he then gave a smile. Izuku shook his head with a sigh. You better clean this up. He saluted. Yes, sir. Izuku then went inside his wardrobe to change his clothes. So how was your date? Asked Kaminari, which made Izuku spit out his own saliva. What do you mean? And what date? Kaminari chuckled. You know, with the school's dream girl, he teased. Izuku blushed by the thought of what happened today. It wasn't a date. I was just tutoring her because she needed help. Kaminari replied. Well, that was boring. Hey, but Tilda, if a girl asks you to tutor her in her studies, that means she likes you, Tilda. Izuku widened his eyes after he put in his shirt. That's not true. He went out his wardrobe. It is. I've encountered this multiple times with these types of situations, and there's no doubt that she likes you, he said.
Mm.
It wasn't like Izuku to believe in these stuffs. But he was surprisingly buying it. You really think so? Kaminari nodded. Yeah, it is. And also add that she already knows about that topic but was just using it to have some time with you. Izuku had a surprised look on his face. Really? He placed both of his hands on his bed. It's true. I mean, I'm stupid, but that topic was a piece of cake. It's impossible for anyone to get confused by that easy topic, especially her, he told. Izuku looked at the bed. As she likes me. Kaminari gazed at him. Why do you look so flattered? Why, you like her, don't you? He now had a smug look plastered on his face at Izuku. Izuku blushed even more. TT, that isn't true. I'm not in love with her. I have never fallen in love. And we're just friends. Ah, but you never know, those feelings will slowly grow for her. That's not gonna happen. He quietly said, crossing his arms. Kaminari then took the last chip. Oh well, I'm gonna go to my room. He took the bag of chips. Hey, your mess. But Kaminari swiftly ran out of the room. This is my house. Izuku groaned in annoyance. At least he took the bag. He then grabbed the dustpan and broom and began sweeping. Geez, this guy thinks he can do whatever he wants. Midoriya, Kaminari called him, popping his head out of the door. He answered, annoyed. What? There's something in my room and you better check it out. He walked towards him. Here, I'll do this. He took the broom and dustpan from Izuku. What is it? He questioned. Just go check it out. Things just got a little bit interesting, he swooned. Izuku was confused but made his way to the guest room across his. He opened the door but saw the window opened. Why is that? He went over to the window to close it but saw someone in front of him from across. He bulged his eyes and blushed. You Uraraka-san. Ah, Midoriya-kun. She greeted him happily. She leaned on the window frame. What are you doing? He asked her, still shocked. She continued smiling. We're neighbors, remember? Izuku was still speechless. But man, who knew that your room was literally exactly across mine? The room and Ochako's room was literally right in front of each other, where they both can talk face to face. By the way, why is Kaminari there? She then asked. Are you both friends? Why, yeah, about that. Kaminari told me to never tell anyone that he got kicked out by his own family. He's living with me for a while because his parents are away from Japan. Ochako hummed. Oh, I see. She thought of something. Oh, since we're so near, let's talk here every day, okay? Izuku then freaked out for a second until he can speak properly. Why, yeah, sure. Ochako smiled at him. And also, we can study here together. Study? Ochako nodded. Yeah, you'll be my tutoring teacher from now on. Izuku felt overjoyed with what she said. Really? She nodded again with grin. Why am I feeling this way right now? Don't tell me it's. Hey, Midoriya, we're gonna have dinner now. Kaminari called. Izuku furrowed his eyebrows, annoyed. Damn it, why at this time? Seems like you have to go now, she told. He then faced at her. Maybe tonight before you sleep, you wanna chat a little? She asked. Izuku widened his eyes and slowly smiled that looked awkward. He was just nervous. Sure, alright, see you tonight, she said and then left. See you tonight, he whispered to himself. It sounds weird to put it, Midoriya. Yes, yes. He answered back, getting off the bed and made his way towards the dining room. He saw Kaminari helping his mom set up the table. He smiled at the scene. Ah, Here's the man, Kaminari said with a smirk. It made Izuku feel uneasy about that. Izuku, is the girl next door your girlfriend? His mom asked him out of the blue and it made Kaminari covered his mouth and began to laugh a little. Izuku bulged his eyes and blushed once again. He then cocked his eyebrow in irritation. And who by chance told you that? It was Kaminari, she answered, pointing at him. He looked over to Kaminari and started furrowing his eyebrows with an angry smile. You bastard, I'll kill you. Izuku then chased after him in the living room while Kaminari ran, laughing his head off. I'm sorry, I was just joking. Why, you, he continued chasing him, holding a fork. Izuku, Kaminari, it's time to eat. Wait, Mom, let me just kill this guy first. Kaminari then shouted, is this guy serious? After a few minutes of running, the two managed to stop and ate dinner. After washing their plates, they both went upstairs to Izuku's room. Hey, why are you her? It's really cool of how you and Uraraka are so close. Izuku sighed about being cut off and sat on his bed, grabbing his pillow and rested his chin on it. As being neighbors, Kaminari sat across him on the bed. That too, but your relationship. You really want to die, don't you? No, I mean, not the boyfriend-girlfriend thing but your friendship. Izuku was taken aback and leaned back. I guess so. Oops, she might like you. UKN. Before he could finish his sentence, a pillow landed on his face hard. Ow, 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 ow. That hurts, he complained. Izuku kept silent, embarrassed. Kaminari threw the pillow back at him. By the way, can I sleep in your room? Izuku asked, surprisingly casually, which made Kaminari surprised. He then smirked. Midoriya, don't tell me you're going to invite her in. Idiot, no, not like that. He shouted and threw the pillow at him again, but this time he dodged it. Kaminari continued laughing. Why? He then asked. It's just that, Uraraka-san happens to tell me to have a little chat with her before we sleep. Kaminari just stared at him and hummed. All right then, you can, if you let me sleep on your bed. What? No way, I'll just sleep on my bed after I chat with her. He answered back. What? You said you wanted to sleep in my room. I just thought that we would stay up the whole night, but I forgot it wasn't possible, he told after he realized. Kaminari then hummed. Why not just invite her for the night? Idiot. That's not right, he shouted. Kaminari then placed his finger on his chin. I guess you're right. It's too soon for her to sleep with you. Izuku slapped his head. You bastard, not like that. Kaminari laughed a bit. I'm just joking. Izuku looked at him, still irritated for all his teasings. Go on, what if she's waiting? He told her. Now, he stuttered. Yeah, now it's better to not let the girls wait for their man on a date. It's not a date. Kaminari laughed again. Izuku then stood up and went to the guest room and to the window to check on Ochako. It looks like her curtains are still closed. I guess she's still busy. He then sat on Kaminari's bed and waited for Ochako to return. Is she there? Kaminari said, peeping through the door, seeing Izuku on the bed doing nothing. The green hair boy shook his head. Nope. Suddenly, he heard something knocking on the window. Oh, she's here. Good luck. Kaminari cheered and left. Izuku then opened the window and saw Ochako smiling across the other side. Hey, he greeted. Hello, she answered back. You sleepy? She shook her head. No, not really. Izuku nodded, and then came the awkward silence. What should I say next? Hey, Midoriya-kun, she called the boy. Izuku looked at her. Do you ever have a girlfriend? Izuku blushed and looked away. No. Ochako then nodded back. How about you? Izuku asked. Me, never, she answered. Really? Doesn't look like it. What do you mean? I mean, every man would want a girlfriend like you, even the good looking ones, and I'm surprised that a girl this beautiful has never dated anyone before. Ochako kept silent and Izuku then widened his eyes into big circles as if it were about to pop out. Wait, I'm sorry, ignore what I said, he told, embarrassed to death. Ochako chuckled. It's okay, she said. I guess it's because despite all those you said, I only want to date someone who changes me into a better person and being that person with him forever. Why do you want change yourself? You're perfect just the way you are. Ochako stared at him, keeping silent again, with widened eyes. Izuku then realized what he said and started banging his head on the window frame. Sorry, ignore that as well. Ochako started laughing. Why, you're very funny, she told during her laugh. Izuku looked over to her and saw her laughing. She looked absolutely adorable like that. Izuku has never seen a girl like this way before. I'm also surprised that you never had a girlfriend. Izuku looked confused. Why is that? If girls get to know you, they will fall in love with you immediately. This had made Izuku going crazy. His heart thumping loud that he could hear it. No way, there's no way she could. So when do you want our next tutoring? She asked. I don't know, it's up to you. Ochako then started thinking on her own. How about after the test? Sure, same place. She shook her head immediately. No, here. Izuku paused and lagged, and then proceeded. Here, yeah, here. He then felt chills in his spine. Oh, okay, alright, I gotta sleep now. Good night, Midoriya-kun. It's nice talking to you as always. Yeah, same here. Good night. She then smiled again before closing the curtains. He was quite disappointed when their small talk has come to an end. He then got off the bed but saw Kaminari sitting next to it on the floor. Bro, what was that? That was so lame of you. Were you listening this whole time? Hope y'all enjoyed this CHP. See you in the next one.